into it. Oh my God, the music's still going. I'm sorry. That's what happens when you don't know what's going on. And yeah, so we have heard about. Okay, so right now, Giannis and Jason Tatum are in the lead. So supposedly, if the NBA ended today, Jason Tatum would win, MVP, which he rightfully should. And let's just get right into talk. Let's react to what they had to say about this. I thought it was something that was very interesting to read when it came up on my feed. And look, I'm a big fan of both these guys. I'm a firm believer that if you win 2 MVPs, especially back to back, you won't win another. Giannis won 2, Jokic won 2. They get voter fatigue. They don't like giving guys multiple awards, even if those are the guys. They're just like, oh, he won it twice. That's good enough for his record. You have to be like insanely dominant. So Jason Tatum is the leader of the ESPN's first NBA MVP straw poll for the 2022 to 2023 NBA season. Tatum received 47 first place votes and was on 98 of the 100 ballots. These ballots, I believe, are given out to NBA journalists who do participate in the actual Associated Press vote. So Tatum led the way with 759 points, followed by Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had 36 first place votes and 687 points total, and Luka Doncic, 10 first place votes and 392 points total. And you had Stephen Curry and Nikola Jokic rounding out the top 5. Interesting enough, Ja Morant was at 6 and Kevin Durant was at 7. Zion Williamson at 5, rightfully so. Then he had Devin Booker at 9th place, Joel Embiid at 10th, Donovan Mitchell at 11, and at 12 it was Anthony Davis. And surprisingly, one person gave Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a vote. So this came from Tim Bontemps. And what we learned right here, Jason Tatum, Giannis Antetokounmpo going neck at neck. Giannis has just been on this tear for the last 5 years that he keeps getting better. And I think the reason why Jason Tatum's in front is, first off, he's taking his game to a whole new level. Giannis is still doing the stuff he's done before. Again, it's voter fatigue. And that's why they're giving it to Jason. Plus, Jason, for a team that went to the finals and lost, and that how they bounced back in their offense, rightfully deserved. There's no reason not to be excited about what you're seeing right here. And I think that's something fun. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what Jason Tatum's doing out here. And I want to see more of it. So my thought is this going to be a team that could Giannis win this? Yes. What is this telling us? Could Giannis win this? Yes. Could Luka win this? Yes. Could Curry win one? Yes. Jokic. I think that's really what it shows us right now. The 5 guys who could win MVP are Jason Tatum and Giannis Antetokounmpo are the 2 most likely champions to win MVP this year. Luka Doncic, like he's been for the last 3 years, is a 3rd place dark horse. A guy, if his team goes on a tear, or if he goes on an absolute tear and the other 2 guys in front of him, teams fall off or themselves fall off, Doncic could win it. Steph Curry, he's there, similar thing for Doncic. And Jokic, I think it's a similar thing. Those are 3 guys that they're like the 3 dark horses behind Antetokounmpo and Tatum, that if Tatum and Antetokounmpo both fall off and both their teams fall off, that they both, one of them suffers a season-ending injury, that those 3 guys would be next. And it shows that Ja Morant, Kevin Durant, Zion Williamson, Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Davis, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as good as they are having of seasons, it's rather unlikely that either, any of those guys win MVP this year. And that's how hard it is to win an MVP in the NBA, guys. It's not, they don't hand those things out. And there's a reason for that. Now, let's go over here and I want to talk about Bol Bol. I don't know if you guys are a big fan of Bol Bol the way I am. I think Bol Bol is a guy who, it's entertaining as hell to see that Bol Bol is finally being used, correctly. And I think, look, It's crazy what Bol Bol and like I love this whole thing where everyone's talking. They're like everyone's talking about Victor Wembanyama, but Bol Bol, okay, is Bol Bol the next Victor Wembanyama? Is that what you're having, or is Victor Wembanyama the next Bol Bol? That's the real question. What if Victor Wembanyama, we were like sitting here, and the whole thing was that like Bol Bol came out and he was like, I always had this talent. I just never had an opportunity. Okay. Obviously, it was a little bit more than that. You did have to get your ego in check. That's what a lot of scouts did say, and that's what did have to happen. You did get your ego in check, but Bol Bol's been tearing it up, and we shouldn't take anything away from him. But let's talk about Bol Bol and why he's been rather the most exciting guy in basketball this past year. Is a guy that is a dark horse to win most improved player. Let's go. First off, did not know 7-Eleven's from Long Island. The more you fucking know. From 1964. God damn, I love black coffee. That's as black as the midnight moonless night sky. The moonless midnight sky. I don't know. But, hey, Mike Verkanoff also wrote this article. And if you go over to my personal channel, I actually interviewed Mike Verkanoff of The Athletic. And Bol Bol's a 7'2", long-armed, insanely talented guy. And everyone's talking about Victor Wembanyama, okay? But you got guys like Bol Bol spinning off of Atlanta Hawks defender and then stepping through to split a double team and finishing with an easy dunk. Okay, this cat's playing good basketball, averaging 12.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, almost 2 blocks a game while shooting 42.6% from three. Again, 7'2". And everyone's comparing Bol Bol to Victor Wembanyama. Kevin Durant's calling him unique, saying his confidence is growing. And so much so that Bol Bol's revelation of a season has led to this guy quite possibly being named most improved player of the year for the NBA at the age of 23 years old. After playing only I think it was 300 minutes in his first 3 years in Denver, he's already made more points in 29 games with the Orlando Magic than minutes over his first 3 seasons. Jamal Mosley's got this big and tall shot blocking, shooting big man playing well because he has room and finds himself playing alongside Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., and Mo Bamba, and Mo Wagner, and Chumo KK, okay, Caleb Houston, all long-limbed wingspans and different skills. And like I said earlier, Bol Bol's claimed that he's always been able to do this. This is nothing new. This is Bol Bol. This is a guy that, hey, this is who he's been. And now that he's been getting the opportunity, that he's been getting better and better. A guy who's been, injuries were something that held him back. Don't forget, he had multiple surgeries. Started with the foot. Even thought there some heart stuff when this initially happened. So it's great to see the Bol Bol figuring out. Okay, and this is a good basketball player, a guy who has the skill. We've known he's had the skill. We've been waiting for that skill to be shown. And for me, I think we're seeing it now. Bol Bol every day. It's a guy night in and night out. You're seeing more, and everyone's salivating over Victor Wembanyama. But the thing is Bol Bol. You got a kind of an idea of what's happening. And the reason why it took so long was he was stuck on a bench on a perennial playoff team, and they couldn't get him to play on the court. He wasn't part of that team's timeline, and he slipped to the second round after being a projected top 5 pick the year before in college due to health concerns and attitude, but now flourishing in Orlando. And it's because he's healthy and being given, opportunities. And I think it's crazy when the Nuggets traded him to Detroit and a physical uncovered an injury to his left foot, so the deal was voided. And then 9 days later, he was traded to Boston, and then the Celtics sent him a month later to Orlando. And instead of being lost or waived and not brought back, he earned his minutes and took on the accountability and responsibility needed. And Mosley is still trying to understand what Bol Bol's capable of, and it's like peeling an onion. You just try to figure out what layers of this game, determining how you got to utilize this guy. Because Bol has the ability to shoot the ball, but it's also about how he moves it up and down the court. And I think it's funny because Bol Bol doesn't have a terrible handle, and it's something that he's been working on. And we know, obviously, he's the son of Manute Bol, who was 7'7", and it's crazy to think about that Manute Bol's second in NBA history for block shots and took a couple threes in his career. And look, I think Bol Bol it's crazy because he played just 9 games, then suffered that season-ending injury when he was at Oregon. And he was projected to be a first-round pick. Almost sneeze. And he went 44th overall due to like health concerns. And literally just 53 games over 2+ seasons. He just kind of went away. But now, I think that made him mature and take accountability. And people just realize now that, like, this is a guy. Oh my God. Like, it's crazy that he's averaging 27 minutes and he's got his touches by spotting up, but also he's running over 50 pick and rolls. Okay. And he's a big dude. So you're getting a guy who's not only attacking the basket, but using his size to shoot floaters or to finish above the rim or even to shoot the 3-ball. And at 7'2", he's got his height as a weapon, but the ability to give him room to put the ball on the floor. And it's obvious you can tell this guy's still growing in his ability. And it's rather fun to watch night in and night out. And I hope you guys are the same. So, well, yeah. So, what's up? The Besato. I don't know how many people watch on Twitch. We really have the Twitch stream just for the website, but it seems like Twitch has been doing well for us. And now let's get right into the next thing that we wanted to talk about, and that was, I guess we're going to do the Miami Heat are interested in D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's actually kind of interesting. And look, I'm a Timberwolves fan, and I don't know how this would go down, how you would even do this deal, but it would be basically Kyle Lowry and like Gabe Vincent or Max Strus is what I figured. And for me, if we did a deal like this, I don't know first off, if you traded as a Timberwolves fan, D'Angelo Russell is extension eligible till June 30th, is how long we have to give D'Angelo Russell an extension. And supposedly they've had a talk between the Heat and the Timberwolves, and we assume it would be Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry's making like 28, D'Angelo's making 31. So if you got Strus and Gabe Vincent are making 1.8. So if you're confident Jordan McLaughlin can be a good backup point guard, you say, okay, send me Kyle Lowry, Max Strus, and a first-round pick. I want a first-round pick because, A, D'Angelo Russell, you guys could extend him. B, I want a first-round pick because I got to take on Kyle Lowry's salary. Now I get myself a shooter, Max Strus, and I get Kyle Lowry who actually plays some defense, and then hopefully Jordan McLaughlin, Jalen Noel, Austin Rivers and Kyle Lowry can get it done at point guard. But the thing is every day passes, looks like D'Angelo Russell's looking better and better and better. So I don't understand why you would even think about trading D'Angelo Russell at this point if you're the Timberwolves, because I don't think there's a deal out there on the current market that you're going to tell me is a better deal that's going to give us a better point guard than D'Angelo Russell. Because there aren't a better point guard that's on the market than D'Angelo Russell. If there was, we'd have him. We'd be trading for him, but it isn't. And that's why it's kind of like how you look at a situation where Jackson, the co-host of the show who's missing today's episode, he's a huge, huge hater of John Collins. He always says John Collins is trash. And I'm like, then why are like 6 to 7 teams trying to trade for John Collins? Okay. Like D'Angelo Russell's a great player. And for us right now, we would trade D'Angelo Russell if there was an upgrade for a player at his position. But there is no way of us being able to get a better player at his position because there isn't one available. So right now it's in our best interest to keep him. That's why the Heat are calling us up for asking for D'Angelo Russell. We are calling the Heat for Kyle Lowry. We'd want picks at that point. Maybe even 2. And I want Strus or Vincent. But that's just a fact. Now, I could see Minnesota if you, let's just say Miami, instead, I don't know how they would do this, but let's say like Miami were wanting to, I don't, to use Minnesota as a trade partner for something else, maybe, but I see D'Angelo Russell staying in Minnesota for the foreseeable future because we don't have an upgrade at that position. Now, the next deal is we're hearing Eric Gordon and KJ Martin could be on the move for the, to go to the Suns. The Suns are trying to get themselves Eric Gordon and KJ Martin. They're really liking about that idea. There's like this big old idea that, hey, we should go out there and get ourselves Eric Gordon and KJ Martin. And this deal currently is, look, shout out first up clutch points for this picture, even though it's not accurate because Jay Crowder wouldn't go to the Rockets. Jay Crowder, as I'm aware, would either go to the Heat or the Bucks. Now, what we're looking at is, what's up, Jay Johnson? We're doing a solo episode here today. We did a little bit shorter one. We're going till probably at 6 o'clock right now. Just a short episode today because Jackson spent the day filming in Sarasota on a golf course. I had shit to do, but we wanted to get a full week with. So right now, we just ran through some Bol Bol stuff and some MVP news. Right now, we just did a Heat, D'Angelo Russell, and Kyle Lowry trade rumor. Now we're going over the KJ Martin, Eric Gordon trade rumors to Phoenix that's being held up for first-round picks. And then we'll talk a little bit, Santi Aldama on the Memphis Grizzlies, that 30-point blowout last night. And then we'll wrap the show up with some Robert Williams, Gordon Hayward, and Joe Ingles news that they're all, returning from injury. But let's wrap up this little talking point about the Phoenix Suns are trying to use Landry Shamet and Jay Crowder, from what we've heard, to get themselves Eric Gordon and KJ Martin. They find KJ Martin, a guy who can play small forward and power forward, to be a great potential pickup for them as a guy who could be part of their rotation and help alleviate some of the, suffering they have due to the fact that the injuries at the power forward and small forward positions that have occurred and left them relying on Mikal Bridges and Josh Okogie as primary rotational players, with Mikal Bridges after the injuries to Cam Johnson. And Eric Gordon would just be the perfect, Cameron Payne, he's a solid backup point guard, but with Chris Paul missing time, you need someone like Eric Gordon who can still go out there, play defense at multiple positions, but also create his own shot and be able to take some of that pressure off of Cameron Payne, who has struggled at times. When we saw last year's struggles, he shouldn't be, focused. So what up, Victor Rudolph Ferrer? How you doing, man? What's up? Hey, everybody's in right now. I'm talking. A little short show today, guys. Came in, Jackson's golfing in Sarasota, and he's on his way back, but the traffic's bad. I had a busy day, but we wanted to do a full week. So right now, just wrapping up this Eric Gordon, potentially with KJ Martin potentially going to the Rockets, with Jay Crowder potentially going to the Bucks. But we'll see what happens right there. I think it's definitely something interesting. I do want to move on and talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. Primarily, I want to talk about my favorite player, one of my favorite players in the league, but Santi Aldama. Did you guys watch the Grizzlies last night? I met up my friend. 3 of my friends work at a bar called Banditos, and they were working last night. So I went and just had 2 beers and took 2 shots. I wasn't even planning on taking the shots, but you know how it is. You pull up and people were taking shots. So I was forced to take a shot. I wasn't forced. I could have said no, but I took the shot anyway. And so what ended up happening was I was watching this game, and I looked at it first. The game turns on because I actually had requested. I'm at the bar, and I go, hey, can you put on an NBA game on one of the TVs? Because they were showing a rerun of the World Cup game. And so they put it on for me. I'm watching. I look literally away. It's 10-point difference. Grizzlies are up 10. I come back, it's like 41-70 halftime. I'm like, what the hell? And I know my man Santi Aldama didn't have the wildest game stat-wise against the Milwaukee Bucks, but I still want to say I've been following this guy since like 2019. The day he got drafted, I put he was a steal. I mean, last night he was 2 for 3. Let me tell you, he's on a stretch right now over almost 6 games. The last 5 games, he's made at least 2 3-pointers. In his last 7 out of his last 8 games, he's made 2 out of at least 2 3-pointers. On the year, he's shooting 36.6 from 3, 48% from the field, 10.2 points, 6 rebounds, 1.5 assists, a steal, and a block a night. Santi Aldama is just freaking electric. Just phenomenal. One of just a guy who's clearly going to be an absolute star in the NBA. Out of Loyola, Maryland, the former Greyhound. But let's not just talk about Santi Aldama. As much as I love me some Santi Aldama, the 19-9 Memphis Grizzlies. God damn, are the Memphis Grizzlies nice, okay? Memphis Grizzlies are so much fun, and I think they're just a team that with every win, they're getting better and better. I mean, don't get me wrong, Zion Williamson and the Pelicans, they're a good team. They're a good team that I ain't got no problem with. But why does it feel like Memphis doesn't get enough love? Why does it feel like everyone be like doubting Memphis? And I'm here to show, like, even this game, I don't think got enough proper coverage. I don't watch, NBA TV or like ESPN, so maybe they did cover this game properly. But for me, not enough love was being given to these boys right here, the Memphis Grizzlies. And they really just killed it. Hey, Thomas Perry, I'm not actually a super whiskey guy. I kind of like, I've never really liked whiskey. Like, honey whiskey's okay. I remember like twice I finished the handle in high school of like Wild Turkey or whatever you call it. But Victor, Bol Bol's just unleashed some magic. If you want to go back to the beginning of the episode, we talk a little bit of Bol Bol. But dude, this Memphis team, woo, good. And I think last night how they just thrashed. I mean, absolutely embarrassed Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez. What? Okay. Like, look at this. Look at this. They forced, like, the Bucks took 53 pointers and they shot 26%. They shot 94 field goal attempts, shot 37. They literally got out-rebound, out-passed, out-blocked, got stolen, turned the ball over more, got outshot in the paint, had more fouls, everything. The Grizzlies were better in every step. It's absolutely crazy. But let's talk about a guy who's returning, Joe Ingles, okay? Joe Ingles is targeting Monday versus the Pelicans. And I think that'll be cool to see Joe Ingles return. We haven't seen him play in a little bit. And what's the impact we expect from him? Look, Joe Ingles, let's talk about it. Last year before he got hurt, he was playing 24.9 minutes. Nothing crazy. What I expect from Joe Ingles is his 2015 stats. 15 minutes a night. He comes out 4 to 5 points. Okay? Look at his first. I also did not know he played for the Clippers first, so that he was traded from the Clippers to the Jazz is my understanding, but is that correct? He was on the the Clippers, and then he was traded to the Jazz. Am I retarded? Yeah. So he spent the preseason with the Clippers, and then he made his debut. That's wild. That's wild. Shout out Joe Ingles. He played 5 games for the Clippers. Ain't nobody ever talked about that. But yeah, if you look at his 2014, 2015 stats, that's what I'm looking at. A guy will shoot 35 to 38% from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 to 5 points a night, gives you 15 to 20 minutes a night. Nothing crazy. Okay. Now let's talk about the next guy who's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Gordon Hayward. He's missed almost the entire season. Like, seriously, Gordon Hayward. And at this point, Gordon Hayward should just retire, help save some cap. But look, Gordon Hayward's going to be back. Will he help to stop the bleeding? Gordon Hayward's coming back against the Atlanta Hawks. And he's only played in 11 games this season, but he's averaging 16.3 points, 38% from three, 45 from the field, 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, which, like, the assists are actually a career high. Actually, it's not a career high, but his best number since, Utah. And it's crazy thinking about. I've loved Gordon Hayward, and Gordon Hayward's 32 only, so maybe Gordon Hayward can turn his career around and have like a resurgence. But at this point, I just hope they can play Gordon Hayward so he like puts up decent stats and they don't like they can get some trade value for him and he's just not like screwing them over. But we'll see what ends up happening there. And now the most important guy who's returning, our man, Robert Williams. Okay. Robert Williams is returning. They need this guy to come back. Robert Williams is such a dog. Last year, he averaged 10 points for this team, almost 10 rebounds, 2.5 blocks a game, a steal a night, and 2 assists. We can only assume that 74% field goal shooting will continue. The guy's a career 73% field goal shooter. And they know that this team, they're like the 14th best defense in the league, is only going to become a top 10 defense when he returns. So Robert Williams, how much will he help? Probably the best team in basketball right now, a lot. Okay, he's going to be a difference maker for them. They need him back. But with that being said, we play a game to wrap up every show. And that game is an interesting game that we like to play because what I think it does is it makes things fun. And the game is Purtle. Typically, I do this with our co-host, Jackson, but Jackson's a bitch and he's not here. And we're wrapping up today's show. So we're going to do Purtle without his ass. Let's get right in. If you enjoyed today's show, be a friend and tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. And we did a good 30 minutes, but let's wrap today's show up with a good old Purtle. I'm going to do it solo right here. Let's go right into it. So, why does this look like Sadiq Bey? That's my first guess. Okay. My next guess was he's older than 23, shorter than 6'7". Ooh, so he's not in the Central. It wouldn't be Terry Rozier. He's a guard and he's 28. So he's not in the Southeast. Is he Will Barton? Oh my God, it's also the Southeast. God fucking damn it. Who is that? He's shortened Miles McBride. Oh, he's in the Atlantic. He's 6'5". Why does this look like he'd be someone on Boston? Marcus Smart's like 6'3". Who has hair like that? Let's see if it's TJ Warren. No, it's not TJ Warren. But could it be like someone? I'm trying to think of Atlanta. New York Knicks. Philadelphia. It's like Shake Milton. Okay. I know, like, you just told me, okay, shorter than 6'5", so fuck. Okay, we got 3 of the Atlantic teams. I'm trying to figure this out right now, guys. And I was thinking Smart. Okay, could it be? Dude, is it Marcus Smart? It might be Smart. Oh! It was Marcus Smart. It was Marcus Smart. All right, was that Thomas who was? It was fucking Marcus Smart. We got that, Thomas. It was Marcus Smart. I thought it. Okay, so I fucked myself up. I thought it was 6'5", but then we read. I thought in my head it said 6'5" his height was, but then it said it wasn't 6'5". So the hair just seemed like Marcus Smart. I was just processed by now, so I got really stoked right there. That was like what a full one of these. What that was like an extra large, extra grande, 24 ounces. No, they don't put the ounces on here. Oh, fuck. I spilled coffee on the floor. God damn it. All right, guys. That's today's episode. I think we did good. If you enjoyed today's show, be a friend, tell a friend. I'm happy we put this out here. I had fun. I put 33 minutes in or some shit like that. But anything else you guys wanted to hear, go back. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas. I'm happy I entertained you guys. I'm cooling with it. I feel like this was productive and that, I was able to put something that I didn't feel like I just shit the bed and I sounded boring. I tried to be exciting. It's a little bit hard being exciting when there's absolutely no one like around you or to communicate. Like having you guys in the chat, all like 8 to 10 of you who were here. Thank you. Jay Johnson, Thomas, of course, Thomas Perry, you're awesome. Victor Rudolph Ferrer, you're cool. And DB Satu on Twitch. It's pretty cool, guys, that the Twitch is also the NBA. The website is live. As I wrap this up, if you guys want to check out the website, sign up for the newsletter. That is the website right here, the bballshow.com. Or actually, cue it up. Here we go. Yep, there we go. This is the website. It's live. You can go to it, subscribe. You can actually watch the show there live too if you wanted. And I actually built this website. I need to finish. I'm going to start writing, I believe. Tomorrow is the plan to start writing. I still need to figure out some blog shit, but yeah, we could literally be watching the stream as we could literally be watching. Isn't that crazy? You can watch it there. You can check out some videos. The news are going to be there for news and rumors, and then we'll have one of my friends is going to write college basketball about if you want to read about us, and then our contact information. Little website I spent like last week building, so go check out the website if you haven't checked out our website, theballshow.com. Link is in the chat. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm a peace out, and my hair is an absolute mess. I should probably get a haircut. It's been like a month. Good day, guys. Thank you for every single one of you who stopped by. I love you. Be a friend and tell a friend, all right? Because I love you guys. I seriously do. So take care. Goodbye.